Hello folks, only me. Well, today on the little workbench we've got a little bike I've just purchased. It's a Honda C90 Cub, a 1979 model. So it's got the round headlight, which is what I wanted. I wanted a 70s one. And I've been after one of these for about 2 years now. I've looked at a few. Oh, I've looked at those on the internet and that, but went to look at one about a year ago. That wasn't very good, but this one turned up. It belonged to the brother of a friend of mine, and he bought it in '97. Has hardly used it. He did put some new tyres on it and the battery. I think that, well, the tyres definitely 20 years ago, because I've got a date on them. I'm not sure how old the battery is, but it's still got charge in it, and it's not fired up, you know, like every week or anything. Every few months I think they used to kick it over, fire it up. I went along there and it fired up second kick. It's got some old fuel in it, so I think I need to drain that out, get new fuel in it, clean out the carb. I'll do an oil change on it, charge the battery up, check the acid level and what have you, and then just basically give it a bit of a service and clean it up. It is lovely. It's so original. It's got less than 3,000 miles on it. It's got the original rims and that on it, look. I just need to polish up. If I'm honest, so far the worst thing I found on it is this crack here. That's the worst thing I've found so far. Don't expect to find too much wrong with it. It's got slightly bigger panels than the 50. It's a 3-speed. The arse end here is all solid. A little bit of surface rush. All original paint, which is what I wanted. I didn't want to buy one that had been painted, because especially on the rear end of these, you don't know what's been covered up, because they do rot. Well, they used to rot in the old days, but yeah. It's got all its little stickers. It's got that sticker there. Then you've got the look. And on the top, this sticker's quite often missing. It's got the safety one there. Hasn't got the standard mirrors on it. It's a bit of a shame, but it has got one little mirror there. So a little bit of work, a little bit of a service, tidy up, should be ready to go. I say the worst bit on it's that crack. The silencer has got this rust on it, but that's going to clean up, I reckon, and it's covered in this sticky oil that they put on it a few years ago. Same as the rims, that's all covered in the sticky oil, which will clean up. What can I say? I should do a little bit of cleaning and what have you, and see where we go with this video. Well, I've just cleaned up a bit of the exhaust. I've used wire wool with white spirit and a bit of a polish from the Autosolve. That's coming up nicely, but I can't really get behind it. So I think the best thing to do is take it off. Just clean the whole thing as a separate unit. So that's what I'm going to do, I think. To do that, I'm going to have to take it off at the exhaust, at the manifold. So I'll have to take the white cover off. So let's get on and do that. Okay, get some Spaniards. I think I've got to remove the air cover filter, 4 bolts, and this clamp here. That looks like a 13 to me, and they look like 10 mil. So let's get that done. Shame about the cracked fairing, but hey ho. It is more than 40 years old now, this bike. So it's doing quite well. That's the air filter cover. And a nice, looks like a clean air filter in there. Then somewhere on the other side. See if they're the same. Yeah, I don't know if there's some little top hats in there. Oh, look at that. There we go, and a 13mm Spaniard. Oh, it's not a 13, it's a 14. That just lifts off. So I'll give these two bits a bit of a polish up as well. And the auto solve. Now, is it going to come off easily? Quite easy. There we go. Not too bad. Be nice to get another one if it wasn't cracked, but I think I'm just being a bit fussy. So this is my first time in here as well. Should we have a look? It does look very clean. Yes, it looks lovely. So that must be the overflow from the carb. Oh no, that's the drain. So if you want to drain it over the winter, you unscrew that and it drains the carb. Oh, we've got a bit of oil here. Oh dear. Oh, that's a shame. Have to investigate that. It's not dripping, but it shouldn't be wet like that. Probably just a gasket somewhere leaking. But it all looks very clean. Very happy I am, very happy. Let's see, the rubber there for the air filter has gone hard, which they do. And it's missing a little clip on there. It's probably been, well, it has been missing for ages, for years, because it hasn't been touched for years. But yeah, a little horn there. Tried the horn, that's quite nice and loud. So all I've got to do now is undo. Looks like I've got to undo that bolt there, and there's two little bolts up there which you can't see. And I think the whole exhaust will come off then, and I can give it a good bit of a polish. And I may even take the baffle out and burn the oil off of that, or the soot, whatever it is. Maybe not even be dirty after less than 3,000 miles. Right, okay. I shall crack on. Right, that's the exhaust off. So I'll give it a bit of a clean up, see what we get. We'll see what we get. And this little bracket I took off as well. We'll clean that up. That's cleaned up much nicer. That's the outside. The inside's got a little bit more corrosion on it, because that's probably where the salt, if you've got any salt on it, it was years ago. Same as this little bracket on the outside. That looks quite nice. On the inside, so what I might do is I might wire brushes back and just put some paint on it, but leave the outside standard. So the next thing I thought I'd do was try and take this baffle out, give it a bit of a clean up. So to do that, I'll flip the exhaust around. There's a screw on the other side. A screw on the other side of there. Let's see about that now. Right. This is proper Japanese spec posi drive, but it's as tight as buggery. So let's see if I can free it off using the mollies on the outside. You get more leverage that way. As long as it's a good set of mollies, rock it back and forth, and hope it's not going to shear off. That's got it moving. Get some WD on it. It says munching up the end of the screw or putting it through your hand. Now the next problem I can see is getting this baffle out. Usually, or not usually, but quite often there's a little bar of metal across the end here. You put some pliers inside and pull it out. This hasn't got that. I've just looked up there with my torch. So I don't know if it'll, well now that's out, whether it'll come out with a little help from the mollies. What's the recognised way of getting these out, Mr. Smith? I bet he's shouting at me now. You tosser. Well, I'll be darned. Well, the only good thing is I've got that screw out, so I know that'll be easy to get out when it's on the bike now. So if I put this back together and do a bit of homework, because I don't want to muller it, just for the, I did think about a big tap in there and just pull it out, but like a tap for cutting a thread. But oh, it's a bugger, that is. I just don't want to muller it. Give it a last little. All it's going to do is crush the end of that tube. Just got nothing to grab hold of, which seems a bit mad. Let's try a tap up there. I've got a big one. Will actually go in. Oh yeah, look, that's, well, it's loosened it off. So I've lost my screw hole now. Huh. There we go. There we go, everyone. That's what it is. It's not dirty. not even worth trying to clean that. If it was a two-stroke, it'd be covered in oil, which you burn off with a torch, a gas torch. But nah, to be honest with you, I'm putting that back in. I'm not even going to clean it up because you just get dust everywhere. Right, so we're learning about the little C90 already. Pop that back in. That's it. Okay, I'm going to clean around the swinging arms and what have you on the right hand side and pop this exhaust back on. That's the shiny exhaust back on. That looks much better. Off camera I checked the chain, that's lovely, it's all lubricated and the right tension. What you do is you take that blank out and the chain looks in real good nick. It looks like a new one. So I'm going to, I've put a tray underneath here. I'm going to soak all that there with some white spirit that I've got in my little squirty gun there before I go to lunch. And I was just looking around really. So that's a bit of wire comes out of the, is that the points in there? Points? Has it got points or is it points. I'm looking for the bloody HT lead. Where's that? I wonder if it's electronic or not, that's all. But we'll soon find out. I've got to take this carb off, or I want to take it off and give it a clean. So I was looking at it, so you've got a choke up the top there. It's quite a standard choke because you've got this like a car, like an old Mini. And that operates that. And then, as I said before, that's the drain for the bowl. Now if we come round here, it looks like a simple enough carb. There's a tap on it, actually on the carb, so I'm going to have to probably clamp these pipes. And then what I couldn't work out was there's this long pipe here going up to here in the like a vacuum pipe. What's all that about? God knows. Anyway, it shouldn't take much to get that carburetor off and have a look inside it. Blow it out with some compressed air. And that'll be another little job done. And I'm going to take the battery out and have a look at the level of the acid and give it a little trickle charge. Right. Right, I'm doing a bit of a... I've already been here, but you're not supposed to know that. I'm looking for the battery, so I undid the panel, because it was the nearest one to me. Slipped that off, oh, there's no battery. But there was a toolkit. So that's good. We like that. Let's have a look what we got. I guess it's just the standard Honda toolkit. Missing some bits, is it? I think it's missing the screwdriver bit. That must be to go over there, an extension. We've got, what's that say on there? Can't see that. It's the little sign for Honda stuff. I think. Or am I talking rubbish? Anyway, yeah, that's good. It's missing the screwdriver bit that goes in there, which is a bit of a shame. But yeah, another little bonus. Right, let's go to the other side then and get the battery out. Right, it's after lunch now, and got my battery charging. It had lots of good acid level, so I don't know how old that battery is. I don't expect it's that old actually. And I've just got it on the normal charge on here. And when I first charged it, I put it through the because you've got a fuse in here and 2 wires coming off, and I should have poked my little extension wire into there, but I did it on the fuse one, which is bloody daft. As soon as I plugged the charger in, it blew the fuse. Bloody idiot, isn't I? Been in there all those many years. Anyway, it's a 15 amp fuse, and I popped down, well, jumped on the little rally runabout and popped down to John Lee's. I got another fuse. It's the last one they had, and they gifted it to me, so thank you, John Lee's of High and Ferrers. So yeah, what else? I did forget to soak that in oil. Soak the oil in white spirit, so I'll get a bit squirted on there now. The battery obviously was around the other side. There we go, it's all quite tidy in there. No problems there. Right, so I shall soak that in oil, and I'll be looking at taking this carb off. Right, just get some white spirit on this. Soak that down. Let that soak down while I'm working on the carb. Clean all that up and then get it running and see if it's actually got a leak. It must have a leak, but where from, I'm not sure. Right, let's get this carb off. So there's a pipe here for draining the fuel. I'll take that off first. I can get this little clip off. There we go. It's got a bit hard, so I didn't want to. I was just going to pull that out of the way. Let it dangle there. Now what I have got to do, I was going to drain the fuel anyway, put new fuel in it, so I'm set up now for. I was going to switch the camera off a minute and just drain the fuel. What I'll do is I'll undo these 2 clips and pull these pipes off. Now I'm thinking, why have we got 2 pipes on there? I suppose that's to do with a reserve. Yeah, one of them must be connected to a little pipe up in the fuel tank, and that's normal running. And then if you run out of fuel on that one, you take it off the other one, which is from the bottom of the tank. That's what that'll be. So I should just get a jug and drain those off, and probably use that fuel in my lawnmower or something. Don't like to waste anything. I'll do that off camera, and then I'll set you up the other side. That's the old fuel being drained. You have to undo it from the bottom one. I did the top one first, and it was just pissing through back through the tank. I'll probably have to do the top one now, but that fuel stinks. Yeah, there's what I suspect to be the reserve one, but it might not be the case. There's nothing come out of that. Unless I was draining out the reserve one, in which case it would have just come from the bottom of the tank. That makes sense. Yeah, so I'll just pop those out of the way. But that is a fair amount of fuel in there. But it stinks, but it'll be alright for my lawnmower, I reckon. Right, let's get this Carburetor off. So I'm thinking I can lift that out of the way. That little cable. There we go. That's loose. Just trying to get this little air box off. I don't want to bugger it up. And the rubber's gone a bit hard. I don't know if I ought to be getting a bit of warmth to it. If you get hot air gun in there, you sometimes soften them off a bit. Or if I was to take it off from the chassis up here, that might be an option. It looks like if a difficult bit to get for a spare part, and it's all original, so I don't really want to bugger it. I'll just loosen the clamp off the top here. Pull that down there, that's it. And that might give me a little bit of there we go. But you can't get them anymore. Look at it, it's like new, apart from the fact it's gone a bit hard around here. But before I put that all back on, I'll either warm it up in some hot water or just with the hot air gun, just to make it a bit more pliable. Right, that's that. 10mm Spaniard on there. And on the opposite side. So I'm splitting this here. So there'll be two gaskets, and then there's an insulator which keeps insulates the engine heat from the carburetor, so you don't get any hairlocks. That's the insulator there, look. Just made out of a bit of nylon. It doesn't look as though I've ripped any gaskets, which is a good thing. Just wipe that off. So, undo the throttle slide. And pull the carb out. It's on this bloody thing here. It's a mystery to me what that is. You'd have thought that would suck air in. I'm gonna have to look that up. I might do a quick video to, oh no, I was going to say a quick video to my old mate Mark, but anyone know I've got this? I don't want him to know yet. It's a little surprise. What it is I kind of treated myself to this for my birthday, which is the only way to go, isn't it? Buy your own birthday presents, you get what you want then. Yeah, so I'm going to put this on the workbench and strip it down, see what we got. We're only just looking for dirt really, and give it a bit of a blowout. I think with new fuel it's going to run nicely. Right, off with the bowl. A bit tight. Don't really want to bugger up the gasket if I can help it. Usually a little tap like that is enough to separate it. There we go. And hopefully keep the gasket in place. Oh, it's a little O-ring gasket. Well, there you go. There is a bit of sediment there. So it's a good job I took it apart. Yeah, there is a bit of muck in there. But I can't initially see any bad corrosion. That's a good thing. Let's get this little screwdriver. I was worried that they might have, well, I don't suppose my mate would have put E10 in it. Because he did say he topped the fuel up, he put a little bit of fuel in it this year. But he's not daft, he would have put the E5 in it. But I'm just stirring that up. And then I should tip that out and give it a blow, give it a wee blow job with the compressed air. I'm not going to put it in the ultrasonic because I've got all these gaskets and things, and I don't want to bugger them up. So I think really that's all I wanted to do was just check this, and I shall blow through. I'll probably take the jets out like I did on that last bike I did. Just take these jets out and give them a blow through with the air, and put it back together. Let's get rid of that. Yeah, I'll just get a bit of white spirit and a rag in there, I think, and take the jets out. I've got some cans of carb cleaner, but it's not very good for these old carbs. It attacks the seals, makes them swell up like blooming bananas, or whatever you might say. Swell up like bananas. So I'm just sticking to white spirit and just finishing off a little drop of brake cleaner. I mean, I think we're done here. I think that's good. Just going to get rid of that. That's much better. As long as the main jet can pick up clean fuel from the bottom of that bowl, that's what we're after. Good. Right, now a screwdriver. That's probably a bit of a small screwdriver. Yeah. decent screwdriver on that. I shall take the float off. There's my little valve. Weird. I'll leave that in there. Just clean it off. I shall little mollies. Just hold this with the mollies. Tight. I'll take that over to the vise. Just hold it in the vise and undo that. So that's the slow running. So I'll just count that in and out. So 1, 2, and a quarter, and a half. I mean 2.5 sort of half turns. I know what I mean. That's the slow running. I was counting half turns. And this one here is probably the air jet. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 half turns. There we go. Just squirt a bit of brake cleaner in there, a bit of compressed air. Get it built up again. Managed to get that out. Managed to get out of the end of the. Well, this is that's the jet, isn't it? Like the main jet. I mean, you've got like where the air mixes in. I'll poke all those holes through, I think. Well, at least check they're clear. It's God, my bloody head's gone again. I know what it's called. Well, clearly I don't, but it's where the air goes in there. Bollocks. Get them on lawnmowers and stuff. It emulsifies. Is it an emulsifier? It emulsifies the air in or something. Somebody help me. Anyway, I'm just going to go over to the bench and check I can see through those. If I use a little bit of a thin copper wire to push through there. Yeah, so I've just gone round this needle jet holder, the little holes in the side of it. Some of them are a bit varnished up. It gets dusty varnish if you leave fuel for a long time. But they're all clear now. Don't use a steel one, just use a soft. I use this, it's part of the wire. Look. Is it brass, copper or something? Copper, I think. But it's smaller than the hole as well. So that's cleaned out. Bit of brake cleaner down there. And I've just got to blow this out some air now. I'm not going to do it over here, so I'll blow bits everywhere. that with pliers. Hope I don't launch it across the room. Right, I'm just squeezing this bit of video in because I do have to remove this. This is the pilot jet, as most of you probably already know about his bikes. And I didn't want to take it out a second ago. It's not really a second ago, but I've since found out it does need to come out. And it just pushes in. So the way I did it, rightly or wrongly, you get a pair of pliers on there, I suppose, but I've got a good set of jaws here, and I'm just going to nip it so I don't, because I didn't know how tight it was going to be. I've just nipped that like that and given this a little tweak like this, and there it is. There's the pilot jet, and it was quite badly varnished up. So I've cleaned it all, and you've now got fuel coming through. It wouldn't tick over very well, not surprisingly, because it's a pilot jet. It was dirty. So that's how you get it off. I cleaned it all. So as far as this video is concerned, we've now got a completely clean carburetor going back together. Right, that's just a bit of that's the way you can cheat, isn't it, with these videos? Okay. Right, I'll throw that back together and get it back on the bike. Right, that's the carbs back together. Use a bit of white spirit on here just to clean off any varnish. What they call varnish. It's just from the old fuel. And this is the needle. This is a needle. It goes in the needle jet holder. And as you probably know, that's tapered. Can you see that or not? Yeah, that's tapered. So when you lift the carburetor slide up via the twist grip, it's letting more air through, but it also lets more fuel through as well through this tapered needle jet. That's it really. So it's now a case of just putting this back together in the reverse order. So I should do that now. Right, so I've got the carb back on. I've got that strange pipe to hide down there somewhere. And then I'll just put this back on as it was. This is the choke cable. But I think that should be clamped. I think this is supposed to be clamped there. Because with the choke fully in, so it's not choked, I'm looking down here, and the choke's still on. So I think I've got to loosen this screw off and clamp at the end of that cable. So maybe it was running rich for ages. I can get that in there. That's probably, it looks better as well that way. Looks like it's supposed to clamp that. And now, choke's fully off now. And fully on when you pull it. Well, I'll probably make it run better. Good stuff. Right. I'll get the airbox on before I go in. So I was going to warm this up a little bit. Make it a bit more pliable. You can dip it in hot water. It's just this end that's gone hard because it's near the fuel, I suppose, near the fuel vapour. That's making it nice and supple. Don't want to go too mad, I don't want to shrink it. I'll pop round here now. Get that on there. Come on, you can do it. Oh, you bugger. That's it. Keep that on, yeah. Get me screwdriver. Lovely jubbly. I'll tell you what, I'll stick those fuel pipes on as well. I was going to go in for a cup of tea. Now, of course, that one, oh yeah, the one with the mark on it, oh, is the one that went at the bottom. The one with a bit of tape around it, so that goes on first. I know you can't see this, but hey ho, I know what I'm doing. Okay, a couple of days later, I'm back on the bike. It's now insured, so I'm looking forward to going for a little ride on it. I've got a few little jobs still doing. I want to check the brakes, take the wheels out and check the brake linings and what have you. I'm probably not going to do that until I've had a little test ride first. And I also want to change the oil. But because of this oil leak, I thought I'll give it a good old run and see if we can see where this oil's coming from. It's quite dry there now. Still got a little bit of it. I'm just going to spend a bit of time just clean this dirt out here and on the other side. But yeah, I'll run it up with this oil for now, which is nice and clean. It'd probably be a good idea anyway. It will get it all mixed up and then drain out any rubbish, which hopefully won't be too much rubbish in it. I've got fit with fuel. Well, I can put fuel in, that's easy enough. Got the pipes back on now. Fit the battery, and with the battery I've noticed I didn't take a great deal of notice when I disconnected it. It's got like a double loom on it for the live, and I've looked it up on the internet. The red and the white one goes to the, I think that must be the alternator. Anyway, the red and white one goes to the battery, and the red and the blue one goes to the battery via the fuse, that fuse that I blew. So I can get that battery fitted again. And when I took it apart, a bit of sponge in there, which is a good idea, but it's just one of these things you use to wash your saucepans with. So I thought I might cut a little bit of rubber to put on there. We'll see how we go. I mean, I could just put that back, it's doing the job, but I don't know, I get the impression that's probably going to, you know, soak up water and that if you happen to leave it in the rain or anything, if you're out and about in the rain. So a little bit of rubber would be better. I've got to find another shake proof. I've got a load of those. So generally just do a few little jobs on it. Get the cover back on it, the leg shields. I was going to take that filter out, air filter, and check that, tap it out, and before you know it, we'll be going for a little test ride. So let's get on. Okay, as you see, I've got the bike back together, and I've turned it around on the stand so that I can clean this side of the bike, get a bit of polish on it. And then I also realised I hadn't taken the spark plug out. That's one of my jobs I was going to do. I was going to do it before the frame went back on, but hey ho. The spark plug's behind here. So I've got my little kit out of tools. So let's get a spark plug out and have a quick look at it, a bit of a clean. Right, so this is the little panel you pop out to get to the spark plug when the cover's on there, when the leg shield's on there. And there's the lead, and of course I haven't got a spark plug spanner in here, have I? So what I thought I might do with this kit, because I think there's obviously some bits missing, but I have got a kit in the PC50, so I'll rob that, so I've got a full kit in this bike, because the PC50 includes the spark plug, which I think is the same size. It's 18mm, so pop that on there. There we go, loosened that off. Yes, as I thought it might be a bit sooty. It's quite black, because of course if it's been running with a choke on, come on. So we'll get that cleaned up. I'll make a note of it as well. And then GK DR6HS. I'll get a spare one of those to take with me as well. Right, I'll give that a quick clean. Well, I'll clean that off. I don't know what the gap should be. It's 26 thou. Yeah, 26 thou. I'll leave that for now. Look up what the correct gap is. But that'll be right for now. Good. Right, let's get it down. Give it a bit of a fire up in the garage here. Right then, we'll have some fuel and a bit of choke. Ignition on. Right, isn't it? torch. Where's that gone? Well, that all seems satisfactory. I was just checking to see about this leak, but I'll probably have to give it a little while for that to sort of emerge, if it's going to emerge. Yeah, that might have been a build-up of oil from a very small leak over the years, but we'll see. So yeah, I'm going to take it up again on the lift now, give this side a bit of a clean up and a polish, clean this rim up. It's still got the that sticky stuff on there, well, preservative. And next thing will be a little run up the road. It's insured now, it's all legal. So, oh actually it's not, I've got to tax it, but it's a historic vehicle. I found some grease nipples, so I suppose it would be rude not to try and squirt a bit of grease in there. It's for the front swinging arms. That's a bit in there. There we go, see that coming out. And there. There we go. Right, I have been out on the old bike and it seems to be running okay. I needed to adjust the carburetor because it seemed, I thought at the time that the air screw was out quite a lot. And I think that must have been to compensate the fact the choke was on. Because after a little bit of running, it didn't want to not accelerate nicely. When you revved it up, it was sort of bogging down a bit. So I started from scratch. I put the slow running valve, and it was not a valve, stop, the slow running stop. Put that, screwed it right in, and the air mixture screw, and then came out 2 turns on them both. Then I started the engine up and adjusted the slow running so that it would run slow, and started sort of opening the throttle and till I got a nice so it would rev up nice without popping. Difficult to explain when you're a numpty, but it ended up with the air valve, the air needle valve, open about 2.5 from the 2.5 out, whereas before it was 3.5 out, and I think it just been opened up to allow more air to get in because the choke was partially on. I'm just guessing, but it was a lot better, and it started up this morning, first kick, and it's nice and crisp. But it didn't need the choke to start it up, so whether it's still running a little bit rich, not too sure. We'll work on that one. So what I thought I would do is just check the points, which are on the end of the camshaft behind this panel. Yes, I should have done it when this leg shield was off already, but I didn't. So if we pop that out, there we have a cover which needs to come off, and I need to set the points to between 12 and 16 thou when they're fully open. It's lovely having these proper screwdrivers. Right, so there we go, look. First time in for me, as they say. It's quite simple. So there is a little felt there. I could put some oil on rather than grease. I'll just put a little drop of oil in there. The cam looks nice, and you can see the points up there. I'll probably wash them off actually. set them. They should be set okay, but and there's a little. You can once you've undone the screw, you can put a flat blade screwdriver in that bit there and just tweak it until you get the right gap and nip it up again. So it looks like I've got to turn the cam a little bit so the heel is on the top of the cam exactly. Just got to go around anti-clockwise a little bit. Right, so let's have a go at that. I won't be able to show too much on here because I'll be in the way of the camera. Yeah, so I've adjusted the points gap off camera because I couldn't get my camera in there and me. So what you do is you turn the engine so that the points are fully open, so that this heel here is on the top of the cam, and then you measure the gap. It needs adjusting. Then you slacken off that screw and that screw, and then you don't have them too slack, just enough so that you can then adjust the back plate of the points using the flat blade screwdriver in there, and then get it to what looks right. Tighten these up again and then get your feeler gauge out, and the gap's supposed to be between 12 thou and 16 thou. And I've just got my feeler gauges off camera here. We are. Here's a 16. So I've adjusted it to 16, which is the bigger size. Generally because if that does wear, that heel, it will make the points go smaller. So if you do it to the bigger size, if it does wear, then you're still in tolerance, because if you did it to 12 thou and it wore, then you'd be out of tolerance. So if I just slide that in there, it just feels lovely. It just slides in nice, and it's not pushing down on the points at all. So that's it really. That is the points gap checked. And the other thing to do, make sure you got some oil on that little felt pad, or a little smear of grease on the cam, which I've actually already done that. It looks like because there's a gap between the felt and the cam, but that's because that's on the lowest part of the cam. So you put a little drop of oil on there. When the higher bit of the cam comes round, it will just kiss the felt and keep this cam nicely lubricated. Okay.
Well, here we have Mickey with his latest purchase.
Yeah, here we are, ready for a little run up and down the street. Put my hat on. See how we go. Fuel. Ignition.
And there he goes. I don't know what you said, but I think you went wrong. Is that good then?
Yeah, it appears to be. Obviously got to go on a bit of a proper run on it, but yeah, that seems good. And,
Excellent.
Lovely buy. I'm yeah, really pleased I got it. It's I've wanted one for a while, and this is it's a good nick one, really. It's all original, hasn't been messed about with. Well, there we are, out and about on a lovely day. Just done about 10 miles on her out in the countryside. I've just looked around it. The bottom gasket isn't pissing the oil out, so that's all right. It's just weeping. So we're going to go for the moped ride on Friday. There's a few little things to sort out. There's a bit of a flat spot between, like when you're just idling and when you open it up, going through villages and stuff. There's a bit of a flat spot before it comes in. It's to do with that carburetor, I think. So maybe get a seal kit for it and give it a good old ultrasonic and what have you. I'll have a chat with my old mucker Smithy. He's the man on these Hondas. Well, so he tells me. But yeah, I've enjoyed that. Hope you enjoyed the video. There will be another one with me stripping the barrel off and everything to change that gasket. But yeah, lovely little bike. I can't wait to go out with the lads on Friday. So wait for this car to go past. So for now, I shall say thanks for watching and bye for now.